Good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Today in LA. And of course, it is time every day to fly the flag of the United States of America. And of course, America, America, we be true to thee. As we start our show today, and of course, a lot going on in the sports world. Of course, with college football and college and high school playoffs begin this week or next week. Actually, you got one bye week, but those that are lucky enough to have a bye will start play next probably it'll be next Thursday. When we'll get going again, and we're looking forward to that on Troy Cable. Troy Cable has been there to showcase many football teams in the Wiregrass and have done a very good job of it. I watch it quite a bit, and they've done a wonderful job with the telecast of those games. Of course, it's Halloween week. If you call Monday Halloween, and of course the witches and the goblins and all the scary folks will be out on Monday night coming up. So we'll be thinking of good Halloween treats and out there having fun and being careful. Very careful where you go, especially you folks that are buying uniforms. Make sure you've got some kind of identification, that shows that you're trick-or-treating out there in cars. Beware. Okay, so of course, Troy is off this week. They are getting ready for a tough battle with Louisiana. That was the old Louisiana Lafayette, and they've always been a thorn in Troy's side, over the years. In fact, when Mike gets in and he can give me some stats on it, I would think by far that Louisiana has had the best winning record over Troy over the years. The other one that I think might have been in that list would be Arkansas State, but Arkansas State has gone on hard times now a little bit, so Troy will face them the last ball game of the year. Of course, Health Actions Physical Therapy, I've used them. They are outstanding people, and they do a great job, and we appreciate them. Want to also mention Bird Drugs on the corner in downtown Troy, and the breakfast is just outstanding this morning, and starting about 7 o'clock, and they've actually started serving right now, and the girls are wonderful, and we appreciate them very much. Of course, I want to mention also that Alabama's off this week preparing for LSU, and that is going to be what I call a humdinger of a football game from Baton Rouge. And yes, they have moved the game to 7:30, primetime football at night from Bayou Country, LSU. And boy, that is going to be some football game, and the pageantry and the drinking and the hollering and the screaming and the cooking and all the things that go with the LSU football game is going to be happening all the way up to kickoff. So what a game coming up in 2 weeks, Alabama and LSU. Auburn is at home with Arkansas, and that should be a good game. And the only bad thing about it is it's played at 11 o'clock in the morning. Whoa. But now some people say, well, maybe that's good. I won't be hanging out here all night long and getting in traffic jams and all that. But that's going to be quite a game from Auburn, Jordan-Hare Stadium, Auburn and Arkansas. And once again, kickoff time is 11 o'clock in the morning. Now, if you want tickets, I don't believe they'd be hard to get. There are a lot of Auburn folks that are down on their team, and somebody said that the best just look on the ground and you might find some tickets outside the gate. But I don't think you're not talking about the same Auburn I'm thinking about. They're about as loyal people, football fans as there is in this country. They're loyal to their school. And if more people were like Auburn, this football in the South would even be better. But hopefully, we don't ever have any of these going out on the. Maybe, I don't know. I'll be afraid, but to say this, but if LSU beat if LSU beat Alabama in 2 weeks, would you think they'd go back on the field? I would say yes. They would tear the goalpost down, and that would be the second game in a row that they've done that. Of course, they went out on the field after a victory over powerful Ole Miss. Hey, Ole Miss is going to get beat a lot of times, and LSU fans covered the field after beating Ole Miss. And I've heard that there's rumor that they're going to start charging these teams $1 million every time they go on a field like that again. That's something that is in the works, and I don't believe it's happened yet, but I would think that would slow down some of it. But now some of these rich folks, rich schools, I don't know. Of course, we've got, as we said, we've got some real good college games and high school games this week, and I've got the rankings for the high schools in our area going into the last week of the season, and let's look at them. In Class 1A, good morning. You're on Today in L.A.
Good morning.
Good morning. Mike Amos calling from Grayton Beach, Florida. I was just fixing to go over the rankings of the high schools, and I wanted people to know how Class 1A did this week. Elba is the number one team in the state of Alabama in Class 1A, and in Class then comes Linden, and then Brantley. The Brantley is the third ranked 1A team in the state. So two of our schools right next door to each other are in the top three in the state of Alabama. Looking at
Mayor Petter, come here real quick.
We're going. Mike Amos will be on Zoom in a minute, but other teams in the running for top 10 seed. My buddies down at Sweetwater ranked 9th. Somebody asked me that this morning. Class 2A, 5, and they continue to win football games. Yeah. Hey, Millie, that's my little granddaughter this morning. How you doing? Did you have a nice birthday? Millie? Well, that's one of my pride and joys, and there's my son coming in loud and clear from Grayton Beach this morning. You need to shave, son. Don't you think you need to shave? Good morning.
I was trying to let you see Mary Petter. She was dressed.
Oh, she looked good. I would like to see her again if she runs back through there.
Well, we gotta
go. Everybody
gotta be there. She's gotta be there at 7:35.
Yeah, and of course, just as getting ready to go to school. And what did you say? Each day they wear something different, or what?
Yeah, they got a theme for day.
What is she dressed as today?
Dressed as an artist. She wants to be an artist like her mom.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. She's got plenty of time to get there. Mike,
yeah, she's become a pretty good little drawer. I'm pretty impressed with her.
Well, tell us about
a lot of little pictures.
Mike, I was going to jump up here in Class 2A. Fife's number 1. Then Arrington is number 2. Ranked number 2, 9-1, and Coach Gilcrease has got a great team down in Arrington. Then comes Reeltown, and then they're third, and Highland Home. Listen to this. Highland Home is 5th, and GW Long is 8th. So in the top 10,
2A area is really good.
In the top 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams are in the top 10 in the state in 5A are located within 20 miles of each other. And
I guess Holland Home lost their first game this past weekend, 8-7 to Reeltown.
Yeah.
I don't know if Holland Home's got some injuries going on or what. That's pretty phenomenal that Reeltown shut them down like that. 8-7 is a very low-scoring high school game.
Yeah. Well, now in 3A, Mars Hill's first, Gordo, and then Piedmont, and then the number 4 team in Class 3A is Houston Academy. Houston Academy is having one of the best years in their history, and
they'll play Pike County.
Play Pike County, and boy, what a ball game that's going to be at Bulldog Stadium in Brundage. And
Troy Cable.
I tell you what, if Troy Cable did any game, boy, they've got to. Are you going to do that game, Steve? You going to do this Pike County? Yes. Houston Academy and Pike County will be televised. So.
Yeah, that'll probably be a lot of people from Troy driving down there.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a big game. One of the biggest games lately for Pike County, and of course they got off slow start, and they're playing as good a football as anybody. I'm gonna tell you something right now. They're going to upset Houston Academy. Pike County will upset Houston Academy.
Really good quality coaches. And Don Jacobs. I mean, Don Jacobs was the mastermind of the great Aniana upset over Charles Henderson in the state championship game. And
yeah,
you know good and well he's going to be able to find ways to move the ball. He's just that good of a coach.
Yeah. It's going to be a great game.
Pike County will have to play lights out to even come close, I think.
Now, who is it?
About Houston Academy, they recruited some great players from the Dothan area.
Yeah.
And, it's one of those, they've got their best team they've had in years.
Yeah, that's right. Now, who is their head coach, Mike?
Eddie Brundage.
Eddie Brundage, a native of a little what?
Honey from Dozier?
From Dozier. He's from Dozier, and he played at Troy. In fact, I think he still holds the record for the most yardage game.
Record as far as yards in the game.
In a game, it was 234, and I want to say it was against Jacksonville. It was a huge game, and Eddie Brundage from Dozier, Alabama, was the star of that game.
It was on that Rick Rhodes team the year before they won the national championship in '87.
And I want to say it was the year that Turk got hurt, and Godsey came in as a I want to say a pure freshman, Bobby Godsey, and Troy won the game 35-34, something like that.
Yeah, they had the legendary coach from T.R. Miller was at Houston Academy, and Eddie Brundage took over for him. I'm drawing a blank on his name. He won over 300 games.
Oh yeah, he's a great coach.
And got back into coaching, and then Eddie Brundage got the job after him.
Yeah. He now let's look at some other teams in the area. In Class 3A, like I mentioned, Opp is number 9 in the state, and I'm sure they've already made their playoff berth. And Pike County received votes in the top 10. Excuse me.
Southside Chance Pike County could finish second, third, or fourth, I believe, is what I read. It's really weird how a lot of tiebreakers involved. Because Strong beat Pike County. Pike County beat somebody, Providence Christian. But I think Pike County lost to Opp and they lost to Strong. So
that's right, by a point or something like that.
Yeah, so it's definitely one of those you don't really know where Pike County could land.
Do you think they'll land somewhere?
I think they'll be in the playoffs because they beat Providence Christian.
Yeah, I hope they can.
I think it's the way it works.
Well, I tell you what, they're going to be a contender.
They're 6-2, which is hard to believe that they wouldn't make the playoffs. But
yeah.
I guess they got all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
I know it, and other teams in that area. Andalusia is ranked number 5 in Class 4A, and we don't have many teams in 4A in our area. In Class 5A, UMS Wright's number 1. You know what? This bunch is crazy. Here it is. Now I see it. Charles Henderson finally broke the top 10. They're 8-1. Charles Henderson is the number 10th ranked team in the state.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. I mean, what are they just not respecting the area?
I don't know.
Or something? That's very strange.
Yeah, and
that you could go 8-1 and just be ranked.
And Beauregard is ranked number 11. They're 8-1, and they don't get in.
Beauregard beat Charles Henderson.
That's right. They don't get any respect either. And listen to this. All right, UMS Wright's number 1. Leeds, of course, they're pretty good out of Birmingham, number 2. Pleasant Grove out of Birmingham, number 3. Ramsey out of Birmingham, number 4. Moody out of Birmingham, that's 5. The first 4 out of...
That's so funny. Moody and Leeds literally are 5 miles apart.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
And
same drive like you're going to Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. I got tickled. I mean, the Birmingham schools, 4 out of the top 5 are ranked in the top 5. So
yeah, if you ever want to go to Leeds, you go like you're going to Atlanta, and then there's the gigantic Barber Motorsports Hall of Fame Museum with the racetrack. That's where you turn.
And let me tell you something. My son-in-law,
they built huge outlet malls. In Leeds as well. So Leeds is a growing community.
Yeah. Moody, Gulf Shores is ranked number 6, and that's with all those college coaches in there, the 8-1. I'd hate to have to play one of those teams, wouldn't you, with those coaches there?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how long Huskett stays down there. You got to think some college jobs will come back open for him if he wants to get back in college coaching. Eddingfield as well, coached in college.
Eddingfield's an excellent coach. I wouldn't doubt if Eddingfield didn't get a head job before long, because he's an outstanding coach.
It's tough to think about 5A trying to advance, because eventually you're going to have to play UMS Wright. I guess Gus Shores and UMS Wright would probably play before Charles Henderson got to him.
Arab, bless Arab's heart. I'd take Charles Henderson over Arab in a hurry. They ranked 7th, Arab. Gus Shores ranked 6th.
Arab's a hard place to get to.
We could might end up playing Gus Shores.
Well, it looks like, according to Coach Hambright, if you beat Williamson or BC Rain in the first round, you would play the winner of Tallahassee Selma.
Oh, boy. Well,
second round. But I'll have to admit,
that's easy.
Just beat Selma, but Tallahassee traditionally would have the better football program normally.
Yeah, they run that wing T. They've been running it for years, and they're well coached. There's no question about it.
Yeah,
in Class 6,
the Gaines guy, I think, is the coach there.
Yeah. In Class 6A, you've got Theodore, then Clay Chalkbull. Now Theodore used to be coached by our guy at Hoover's brother, didn't he? Niblett, didn't it? Foley? Okay, I got you. All right, now in Class 6A, Theodore is number 1. Clay Chalkbull, and we've got a lot of interest in Clay Chalkbull. They're ranked 2. The only undefeated, there's 2 undefeated teams. Actually, 3. Hillcrest of Evergreen ranked 3rd. They're 10-0. And Hartselle, I would say, has got a good program. They're ranked 5. But here you go.
Hillcrest of Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's look at it. Theodore is number 1. Clay Chalkbull's 2. Hillcrest of Tuscaloosa, number 3. Saraland down in Mobile is ranked 4th. Hartselle in Birmingham area ranked 5th. Gardendale, Birmingham area ranked 6th. Muscle Shoals.
That's surprising that Gardendale's so good.
Yeah.
They were never great when I lived up that way.
They're 7-2, and the 8th ranked team is Mountain Brook They've got a 7-2 record. Then comes Center Point, and then Carver and Montgomery. That classification full of Birmingham teams. Here in Class 7.
Mount Brook, one thing you have to say about Yeager, man, he's always got good teams. They don't win state championships because they play in such tough competition, but, man, Mount Brook's always good.
Now in Class 7A, you got Hoover, number 1, with a 9-1 record. Central of Phoenix.
You got to remember, Hoover's got a new coach too. Niblett coaches in Georgia now.
Yeah, Central of Phoenix City ranked number 2, and they've got a pretty good coach over there, don't they?
Patrick Nix.
Yeah, Patrick Nix coaches at Central of Phoenix City. Thompson, with the 7-3 record, Thompson is ranked number 3.
Yeah, they just fell to Hoover over the weekend, 9-0.
Yeah,
another unbelievable game. Can you imagine that Hoover shut out Thompson?
Yeah, that's something. Then Auburn is ranked number 4th. Then Hewitt Trussville. Then Enterprise, the Wildcats. Listen to this. They ranked number 6 in the state in 7A. So they quite a year for their new coach.
Yeah.
Then Florence.
Nice to hear from Chuck Dunn and find out about how they've turned Enterprise around in 1 year. It's pretty incredible.
What is Chuck coach? Linebackers or what?
I think linebackers. He's strength conditioning coach.
Then comes Florence. Then comes Fairhope, number 8. Number 9 is Prattville, and evidently they've got a good team. Then Austin of Decatur. Dothan received votes, and as did Vestavia Hills. But that's your classifications in private schools, Alabama independent schools, most of those. Patricia's number 1, Lee Scott number 2, Jackson number 3. All of those are undefeated teams. Then comes Chambers, then Glenwood, then Lowndes Academy, then Macon East. I talked to Glenn the other day at Troy, and he's having a good year. Clark Prep, and then number 9 in the state is Crenshaw Christian, and you know how well coached they are. And then number 10 is Edgewood. Did you know something that I'm very surprised about, Mike? Is this team out of Prattville? What county is Prattville in? Autauga County. You remember how good those Autauga Academy teams were? They don't even have it.
They were good. Edgewood was good.
But
is Carr not there anymore?
I don't know. He must not be, because they're not even mentioned in any of the polls. And and he's always had great teams.
Yeah, I was just reading an article. Hillcrest Tuscaloosa is undefeated, but their quarterback Ethan Crawford tore his ACL last weekend against McAdoo, so he will not be available during the playoffs. So that's heartbreaking for Hillcrest Tuscaloosa.
Have you ever heard of that quarterback?
He's already committed to Southern Miss, so he's gonna play Troy for many years at Southern Miss. But his first cousin is Brian Robinson, the former Alabama great running back, now for the Washington Commanders. So, wish Troy would have got in on that kid. He's a pretty good athlete.
Before let's get up to date on high school football this week. You and
I have actually seen Hillcrest and Tuscaloosa play.
Yeah, we have.
David Williams play, Johnny Williams.
That's right. But some of the local games, Enterprise is at Robert E. Lee. St. James is at Carroll Ozark. Carroll has gotten better as the year goes on, and they made the playoffs, I think. Rehoboth.
They made the playoffs.
I'm going to pick a win here. I'm going to pick an upset here. Rehoboth at G.W. Long. I'm going to say Rehoboth will win the football game over G.W. Long, which a lot of people would.
Bob X school going to get the two.
But let me tell you something, a much improved team.
Charles Henderson played Brantley last year there and got beat, so I guess I don't know what I'm talking
about. Well, you know, a good friend of mine is the head coach at Rehoboth.
Yeah, Pat Harrison.
Yeah. Do you know much about...
got a windstorm going on down here.
Yeah.
Finally got some rain last night. Did I get any in Troy?
Yeah, we got a big storm around 5 o'clock, 4:30 or 5 o'clock. And, you know, but you know what? My neighborhood got very little rain, but over the college got plenty of rain.
We got soaked. I was looking outside today. We got water puddles out the street.
Of course, the big game of the week, ladies and gentlemen, is Houston Academy at Pike County, and that's going to be a great game. Undefeated Houston Academy against twice beaten Pike County, who is loaded with talent. They're loaded with talent, and they
got all the Pike Liberal Arts kids back.
Yeah,
and then Cornelius Griffin being there.
How good is this Ian Foster? How good is he? Have you heard much about him?
I mean, I remember seeing something Coach Hickson posted at Pike Liberal Arts that he had gotten an offer from Navy a while back. I don't know if he's gotten any.
Well, I'll tell you what, that'll tell you about his character, won't it? You know, that Navy would be looking at him, you know.
Yeah. Navy's coach might not be there, though. He's really struggled the last 2 or 3 years. You're talking about a program that used to be dominant.
Yeah.
That is now really, really bad.
Well, I want to mention some other games. New Brockton at Northside Methodist out of Dothan. Red Level at Sampson. Wicksburg at Dadeville. Reeltown going to play my buddy down at Zion Chapel. You be good to him now, Coach. Elba at McKenzie. I don't know how the final stats look, but Elba featuring the top running back in the state, in this Henderson kid who somebody said is just a sophomore, Mike. You heard anything about him?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what I read as well.
Do you have any stats, anything on him, Coach?
On the Henderson kid?
Yeah, from Elba.
I don't know how much Elba updates stats.
But boy, he has just wonderful statistics. Kinston is at Houston County. Eufaula is off. Charles Henderson is off. Dale County has finished their season. Geneva is off. Daleville is off or finished their season. Abbeville has finished their season. Arrington is off. And Barber County is finished. And Goshen is off. So, and then in independent schools, Lakeside plays at Abbeville this weekend. So that gives you a good look at some of the games. Now, playing tonight, Dothan is at Jeff Davis. Cottonwood is at Headland. Opp is at Ashford. Slocum, the Red Sox are playing at Geneva County of Hartford. Strawn is at Providence. And, you know, Strawn might ruffle little feathers here, Mike. And then hear this now. This is the big one. Pike County, Pike Liberal Arts is playing Calhoun at Pike Liberal Arts School on a Thursday. This Thursday, Pike finishes their season against Calhoun. I would think there's going to be a lot of people at this game, Mike, and it's going to be against Pike Liberal Arts, who it's changed classifications from Alabama Independent School to Alabama High School Athletic Association, and it's going to be a little tough.
I think they got a win from a forfeit from Mobile Christian, even though they got blown out by 40, I think. But got a forfeit win. Then they won somewhere in a game they scheduled in the middle of the season, some team up in North Alabama.
Danville. It was called Danville.
Yeah, I've never heard of them. And then this is a game I felt like everybody felt like they had the best chance of winning.
Yeah.
Now Calhoun will have a lot better athletes probably in Pike Liberal Arts, but I don't know if they'll have the coaching.
Yeah.
So I would imagine Pike Liberal Arts will win. Alvin Henderson, the kid out of Elba, has got offers from Alabama already, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida State, Georgia.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about is he a sophomore or a junior?
Yeah, he'll be in the class of 2025.
All right, yeah, he's only a sophomore, and he's already got commitments from Alabama. Not commitments, but what would you say? Would you say offers? Yeah,
offers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's quite a player.
He's already got a Twitter account, so somebody's doing.
Are you serious? The kid's already got a Twitter account. Oh boy, what do we got into, Mike? Oh
man, you got people that are already involved in trying to help this kid.
Yeah, and I want to tell people out there now, and I want to tell people, and I want you to hear this well, Mike. Don't be trying to call this guy the greatest back that's ever come through here. Probably the greatest back that ever came through here was Bobby Marlowe, and of course they said people they couldn't even tackle this Bobby Marlowe. But hey, don't ever forget Ronaldo Kincaid Pennington. What a high school player he was. Ask the Elbows and the that had to play against him, and the Andalusians back then, and anybody that had to play Charles Henderson.
Be interested to sit down with Terry Boutman when he comes in here in a few weeks and ask him why he played Kincaid at fullback.
Oh, I know it.
That's one of the mysteries of college football history. Probably.
I know it. Said he couldn't zigzag.
Yeah, Kincaid played in the wrong era. Kincaid would have played in the spread. Man, he would have been phenomenal running and catching the ball.
Well, listen to this.
Kincaid played in the wishbone his whole high school career under Jeffco too.
Let me say something I heard on, and it's going to tickle a bunch of, especially you Auburn folks. I was listening to Feinbaum yesterday, and they were talking about the Auburn coach leaving and being fired or whatever is going to happen to him, and he Feinbaum says, well, they've got a few good coaches. This coach Etheridge is a great coach, assistant coach at Auburn, and hey, that was Feinbaum, and that's all he said. This Etheridge guy is an outstanding coach at Auburn. Can you believe? We're talking about Zach Etheridge that played at Charles Henderson High School just 5 or 6 years ago.
No, Dad.
Well, how many years ago would it have been, Mike?
2010 Auburn National Championship team, 12 years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, 12 years ago, and they're talking about him as one of Auburn's best assistant coaches. The only one he mentioned.
Yeah. Here's Alvin Henderson's numbers on an elbow. He rushed for 2,000 yards. He averages 14 yards a carry, and he has 33 touchdowns.
Oh gosh! As a running back,
sophomore.
As a sophomore at Elba High School. Whoa! But now, tell me those stats.
5'10", 190 pounds.
5'10", 190. Now he's still growing. He's only a sophomore. And Mike, and you said 2,000 yards rushing.
Averages 13 yards a carry, and he's scored 33 touchdowns.
And he probably has caught some passes too, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I didn't even really get into that.
Yeah. But how many actual rushing touchdowns you say he made? 22?
33.
33 rushing touchdowns already for Elba.
Yeah, he played Florella last week. Or no, on the 14th he played Forella, sorry.
Yeah.
And he had 230 yards rushing on 7 carries.
Oh, gosh. And then they set him down or what?
So, yeah, I guess so. Florella must have been awful. So I'm sure they're probably trying to just get him ready for the playoffs now.
Yeah. But ranked number 1 in the state.
I tell you what, I almost want to go see this kid play.
I would too. They play at McKenzie. Let's see. Well,
I think they're in the playoffs already. I think maybe they don't play this week.
No, they play at McKenzie. Go to ride down McKenzie and watch him play.
on the way to Andalusia.
Is anybody out there that's seen him play? I'd like to hear from you. This guy's a phenom already. But you know what? The ghost, and of course he's still living in Montgomery, Alabama.
What about Ted Horsted? He was pretty good.
Well, all right, yeah. How about Ted Horsted, and how about
Ted Horsted and Don Horsted signed with Alabama?
Yeah, Don played it op. I think he didn't. I don't believe he played at Elba.
He didn't play at Elba.
I don't know. I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
They were brothers. How did he not play at Elba?
I don't know, but that's what I thought. But then of course Sincade. But how about this? Marlon Scooter Dice came out of Elba, and of course he along with Mac Mac Wise. Yeah, I hope Mac's watching us this morning from his good seat in Luverne, Alabama. A good friend of mine, and love him so much. He's a good guy. But Dines and Wise were two great running backs that came out of Elba. But like you said, Ted Horsted had.
I think Horsted played mostly linebacker in high school.
That's right.
He didn't really play off a lot of running backs.
That's right. He came to Troy.
So they moved him to fullback when he got to Troy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He became Troy's great wishbone fullback.
Yeah, I mean, if you go around the area growing up, I mean, Stephen Coleman was the legend of all.
Stephen was a legend. You're right.
And then Aaron Gregory was a great running back at Luverne and then at Troy.
Yeah, Stephen, you might be watching this morning. You give us a ring at 670-0052, and Stephen now.
Goshen had two running backs that were really good. One of them played at Lafayette.
Yeah, they were great. Yeah, they were great. But now.
And Philo Arts had. He was the kid that played fullback, running back. That was so good.
Yeah.
Gilcrease when they won the state championship. What was it? Nick McLaughlin. He was really good.
Yeah. Now you're talking about our friend down in Brundage, Mike. I want to say he had over 100 touchdowns in his career. Stephen Coleman did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he started running back as Dave.
Yeah. Have you got any information on that? I'd like to know.
Yeah, it'd be hard to find. Yeah. It's always hard to find any kind of Alabama State records.
Of course, we'll be talking about your favorite college team in just a moment. And, of course, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back to Today in L.A. Right after this. You have to dress like that today? Mike, it won't be many more days. Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, and of course brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass right here in Troy, and we've reached
a personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick. Find it in your Max app.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
We're back on.
Yeah. Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen. On this day in 1951, Joe Louis loses his last fight, a 8-round TKO to Rocky Marciano at New York's Madison Square Garden. Marciano knocked Louis down with a left hook in the 8th round. Louis gets to the one knee at the count and 3 and takes on an 8 count before getting up. Marciano ends the fight with a right hand that sends Louis through the ropes and onto the ring apron. Louis' career record was 66-3 with 52 knockouts. And what a great man he was and everything. So, that was in 1951.
Joe Louis was born in Chambers County, Alabama, in 1914.
Yeah, and of course he was a great ambassador.
So basically, he grew up in Lafayette.
Yeah. How you like that big American flag this morning, Mike? Look, and that's in the paper, the Dothan Eagles. And here's it comes out. Our call coming in. This could be Max Howell calling in from Fulton. Let's see here. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A.
Hey, Mike, it's Will Matthews.
Will Matthews, won't you please come home? Will Matthews calling from the Matthews Law Firm in downtown Ozark, one of the largest or the oldest businesses in Ozark, wouldn't you say? Especially
it's the oldest.
And it was started.
Since the Southern Star sold, we're now the oldest family-owned business in Ozark.
Yeah. Now, your dad had started the law firm there in what year?
1956.
Yeah. I will, before we get into other things, we are very heartfelt to you about the passing of your grandmother. How old was she, Will?
Well, it was my aunt.
Oh, your aunt. Excuse me, your aunt.
She was 96.
96, and of course, is she the one that played the organ in the church, or was that your mama?
Well, that was my mother, but she did too. Both of them did.
In the First Methodist Church of Ozark.
Yes, sir. She played the organ and the piano, and so did my mother.
I know you were proud, and you attended that church many times to hear her, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
That's great. Will Matthews is on the phone, and of course we're gonna bring Mike Amos in here. Let me see here what I got here. Let's see. Well, let's see here. Now I got it now. Well, here we go again. Let's see. All right, one more try. Well, I'm having a little difficulty this morning trying to bring Mike in. Will, how's everything going with you? I know. Let's see. Here we go. This other mic has gotten in my way, and I can't see. All right, here we go. There we go. We got both of you now. Is that right?
Right here.
All right. Mike Amos calling from Grayton Beach, Florida, and Will Matthews calling from Ozark. What's going on, Will?
Not much.
Looks like Carol.
In court all day yesterday and got an easy day today. I do have good news for you, Mike. I know how you love Auburn. I've got a friend of mine on the board of trustees. He tells me Harsin will leave after the year, but they're going to let him coach out the year. And it'll help Auburn's buyout by $5 million. It'll lower it $5 million.
Yeah, but he's still going to get at least $10 million, don't you think? You know, he's a decent guy. Everything I've heard about him, he's a class guy. He hadn't jumped on anybody. He just continued to coach. And
he's just a horrible football coach.
Yeah, he just had a hard time.
It's just a bad fit.
Yeah.
They should have considered a guy moving from Boise, Idaho to coaching in the SEC was not a good fit.
I'll tell you this right now: it won't. This Auburn job will not be his last, so he'll coach at other places. I think. Don't y'all think?
Yeah, he'll get back out west. I mean, a lot of people say he'd be a great candidate for the Arizona State job. So we'll see what happens.
Well, but that program's about gone. As far as winning football games. Of course, I want to congratulate.
That's a good recruiting area out west, and they can find talent.
Will
we got games on tomorrow night. Dad, you got Virginia Tech, North Carolina State. North Carolina State's 13.5-point favorite, and then a big Sunbelt game tomorrow night that Troy coaches will definitely be watching. Louisiana Lafayette travels to Southern Miss and play in Hattiesburg on ESPN2 tomorrow night. Southern Miss was a slight 1.5-point favorite.
Are you serious?
And then a really good game out west. Utah travels to Washington State tomorrow night on Fox Sports 1. So you'll have 3 college football games tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, that's great. That's great. Mike, my buddy over at Southern Miss has really turned that program around a little bit. He's won a few games already, and a lot of people said he was one of the candidates for the Troy job before, they hired their last coach.
Will Hall?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a candidate before they hired Lindsey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Before that, in fact, he's gonna turn that Southern Miss team around a little bit, I think.
Isn't Lindsey down there with a Gus bus?
Yep.
Yeah. Gus bus had some flat tires over the weekend against East Carolina.
They had a transmission go out or something.
Southern Miss actually beat Tulane, and Tulane's ranked number 23 in the country.
Yeah.
So that's their only loss to Southern Miss.
Was that recently, or when was that game?
First game.
Oh,
First game.
Yeah.
It was after Southern Miss lost in 3 or 4 overtimes to start the season against Liberty. And look how good that Liberty team is. The Liberty team just beat BYU by about 30.
Yeah. And
Liberty's coming on.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I'll tell you what, boy, you hear Hugh Freeze in the post game, boy, he was emotional. He loves his players.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people think he's going to be the next coach at Auburn. A lot of people think that.
No, I don't think so, Mike.
Who do you think?
His off-the-field issues, I think, are going to hurt him, unfortunately.
Well, all Auburn's concerned with is winning football games. I don't know if they'll look that far into his background.
I tell you what, he is a master play caller.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the best I've ever seen.
Now, who else would you think would be a top candidate for the Auburn job?
Well, you've got to reach out to Pippen.
Wait a minute.
They won't hire Dion at Auburn.
You don't think so?
He'd be great, though.
I would look at Shane Beamer as a possible guy that would leave South Carolina. I mean, that's a lot better job at Auburn. You know, I would throw a lot of money out at Kiffin if he'd be interested to leave Ole Miss. Dave Clawson's the guy at Wake Forest, is a great coach. I guarantee you he could win it over.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
Wake Forest is the smallest Division I school in the United States.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know that?
What Wake Forest is claim to fame is golf, isn't it, Will?
What are they?
Golf.
How many students do you think they something like 4,000 students or what?
That's all they got, 4,000 or 5,000 students.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt's small too. Vanderbilt's maybe 8,000 or 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wake Forest was originally in Wake Forest, and then they moved to Winston-Salem. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They moved from Wake Forest, North Carolina, to Winston-Salem. You know, location wise.
Just like when they talked about years ago, Troy University's main campus moving to Dothan. Will, could you imagine that?
they were worried about that at one time.
Yeah, that was a conversation.
Yeah, that was right. You're right. It was at one time, but thank goodness, we've kept it right here in Troy, and we'll continue to keep it here.
Dothan would have been a pretty major college town, though. It's 65, 70,000 people.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, exactly.
At least.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah. It's probably got 80,000 now. I went down.
It is kind of surprising, Dothan, the size it is, doesn't have a 4-year school. I guess Troy University Dothan's 4-year, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
It's got a med school.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you mean Troy's got a med school?
No, Dothan has a med school.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They sure do.
What's their medical school called?
I can't pull it out of my head. It's like ADOF or something. I mean, it's Alabama.
So they have a college medical school in Dothan.
Yeah, but it's not affiliated with Troy.
No.
Yeah, I didn't realize they had one then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, have you looked at any games you like this weekend?
I have not. Now, I know Alabama's off. And Auburn and Arkansas, that could be the ugliest game going.
But you know what? Let me tell you something. Auburn will win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game, Mike. Auburn's going to win the football game.
I mean, I think that game is as simple as who's playing quarterback for Arkansas. He's the better quarterback and the better player. I like Arkansas.
You know,
Auburn was favored by 2 points, and now Arkansas is favored by 3 points.
Well, let me tell you this: I love Auburn in this game to win the game. The great running back's going to rush for over 200 yards.
Ashford been so inconsistent at quarterback for Auburn. I don't know, man. It's hard to pick Auburn.
Now listen to this, Will. This is perfect setup for Auburn. It's a perfect setup. That he's gonna try to win this week. They were off, and I just really like Auburn in this game, and I like LSU against Alabama. Love LSU against Alabama. Love it.
Yeah, not what LSU wins.
Well, Mike, this is a new LSU that we're looking at now. They're playing with a lot of confidence.
I mean, Alabama will score 50 on that.
Oh boy! In fact, take the under. Well,
Alabama's gonna come out slinging against them.
Let me tell you. You watch now. This is a hard-nosed LSU football team.
I mean,
you got to be big and strong up front. You got to be big and strong up front to beat Alabama, and LSU is big and strong up front.
I watched
Alabama.
Right. Well, I love LSU. I love LSU and I love Auburn.
Alabama will not lose another game until Atlanta.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. If they do lose another one, it'll be to LSU. But
so let's do this real quick. Auburn's 3-4. They play Arkansas this weekend. Who wins?
what were we talking about?
Beating Arkansas, so they're 4-4.
Yeah.
All right, so at Mississippi State, does Auburn win that game?
Yes, they do. Definitely.
All right, I got to lose.
They'll beat Mississippi State.
Texas A&M at home. Texas A&M's a train wreck.
They'll win that game. Let me tell you, we're talking about winning Auburn winning the ball game.
Upset here, in my opinion. Western Kentucky goes to Auburn. I think Western Kentucky beats Auburn.
They might come closer, but I'm not going. I'm going to say I'm going to take Auburn against Western Kentucky.
All I'm saying is Auburn better beat Arkansas this weekend, because they don't beat Arkansas, they lose to State. They might beat A&M. They might beat Western Kentucky. They're going to lose to Alabama.
Yeah, all right.
They've got to win this game this weekend to have any chance to go 6-6.
Well, all right. Let me say right now they're
6-6 puts you in Birmingham in the Birmingham Bowl.
Yeah. Well, they're going to be better than 6-6 though.
You see better than 6-6.
All right, they're going to end the season winning 4 out of 5.
You think that they're going to win out before they play Alabama?
Yeah, I think so. I really do. I do.
They'll be 4-4, 5-4 if they beat State, 6-4 if they beat A&M, 7-4. You think they're going to be 7-4 playing Alabama?
That's right. That is exactly right. You'll wait see. Somebody told me. I asked me if they. I asked them if they had any tickets left. He said, "All you got to do is look for them on the ground." Tell me to look for them on the ground. You say go to.
They don't even have tickets anymore. Everything's over your phone.
I know. Yeah. Oh gosh, I don't understand how that works.
Yeah, it's totally different than it used to be.
Yeah. Goldfinger's, of course. Have you ever had any Goldfinger's chicken wheel?
Oh, that's good.
Good food at Goldfinger's. Coach Will Matthews is calling in from his law office in Ozark, and Mike Amos calling in from his office in
my house in Great Beach, Florida.
Yeah.
I was reading an article the other day. Dustin Johnson, since he's joined Live Golf, has made $32 million.
Oh God!
And that's not counting what they paid him to join Live Golf, which is some
God!
$25 to $150 million.
Has he won a tournament? Has he won a tournament recently?
Oh yeah, he won a Live tournament.
All right, now listen. Will
and his team wins the team title. I think they won 4 out of 5.
Yeah. I've got Max Howell calling in. He just left the deal, but we'll be bringing him in.
All right, y'all talk to Max. I got to go.
Hey, look, Will, we appreciate it. Call in tomorrow and give us your picks, yeah? We call it for our picket show. Good. And we're waiting Max Howell, one of the top analysts in the country, and he's on numerous talk shows all the way across the country, and good friend of mine and good friend of this show.
Max called the Mississippi State loss. He was pretty confident Alabama would blow them out.
Yeah. He's not going to believe what I said about Auburn, but I feel that good about it. I really do. Auburn has perhaps one of the top 5 runners in the country in the kid.
Up until that game, I think he had only had one game over 100 yards. He really finally showed out against Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's right. I think they might have.
That Ole Miss defense was not very good though. After what you saw, LSU put 45 on them this past
Oh yeah, exactly.
Ole Miss is coming off 34 points, giving up to Auburn, and then 45 to LSU.
Yeah. Of course, we got a lot of big games.
Of course, Troy only could score 10 against them, and one of those was about 6 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Troy finally scored a touchdown against them.
Against who?
Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm saying Ole Miss's defense were world beaters against Troy.
Yeah. Well, we got like you said, we've got some good college games coming up. On Troy Cable, Virginia Tech on Thursday night against North Carolina State. That's a good one, and then Utah playing at Washington State, and that's also on a
I tell you what, man, I'm going to be glued to that Sunbelt game. Southern Miss, Louisiana Lafayette. That's one I'm going to be watching.
Oh, yeah. And is that a Thursday night game or Wednesday night?
Tomorrow night in Hattiesburg.
All right, and
on ESPN2.
That's going to be a good one. You're right, and very important to Troy folks.
It's great for Troy, for Lafayette having to play a game this week.
Yeah, you're right.
Even though Lafayette will get a couple extra days of rest before the Troy game.
You're right. And Louisiana.
I can honestly say I've never been to Lafayette, Louisiana. I can't think of a time I went there. I don't know if
let me tell you how bad.
If I was a little kid, I don't know if we went through there.
Let me tell you this. I was sitting there in Lafayette watching a ball game one time, and the people were crowded, and we were sitting in the middle of a bunch of raging Cajun fans. That's their nickname, and they were real hostile type guys. They were talking back and forth to the Troy people and that, trying to antagonize them. Well, in a minute, some security people came. And there were two people, a husband and a wife, and all they were doing was just jumping up and hollering for their team. And they took them out of the game. They took those two Troy people out of the game. They said they were trying to create a riot. And then the husband and a wife, and I remember that so well. And that's sort of how they look at things sometimes. They were trying to stop a riot. And
unfortunately, in sporting events, there's a lot of fights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty common. You see it all over social media.
Now, Mike, tell me this. This is very important. I said earlier in the show that Louisiana probably has Troy's number more than any one school out there. Check and see if I'm right.
Oh, man, it's Appalachian State definitely got Troy's number more than anybody.
But now, over the years now, we're talking about Louisiana. They were...
I have to look it up.
Of course, they're former Louisiana Lafayette, the name normally, and that is a beautiful country. And
Larry had a good run against Lafayette for a while.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what the overall record is. Maybe Max will call back.
Yeah, he'll call back, and he might be on there with him right now.
I feel like every time Max calls, we're on the phone with Will.
And of course,
Let me see if it says the all-time records.
Of course, some other games that we looked at, Wake Forest is at Louisville. Wake Forest could fall this weekend against Louisville. Oregon at California.
4-3. Satterfield's trying to save his job. He's doing a good job right now. He's won several in a row.
Yeah. Oregon at California, and I like Bo in this game. Oklahoma State and Kansas State. That's going to be a good one right there. Northwestern and Iowa.
Here's all your history right here. Troy, Louisiana, Lafayette. Troy's won 8 times. Lafayette has won 7 times.
What?
Yeah.
You mean?
I told you Larry didn't really lose to Lafayette when he was coaching.
Well, I would have thought that. Now I might be going further back than the Sun Belt.
So they played 15 times. Longest losing streak 2 games. Longest winning streak 5 games. So from 2006. 2016, they didn't play every year, but Troy won five games, so they had a 5-game winning streak.
Well, that surprises me.
Longest losing streak was from 2011 to 2014. They lost 4 games. That was Huskus. He really did well against Troy. Troy's record at home against Lafayette is 4-3. Record away is 4-4. Conference record all time 7-6. First matchup was in 2004. Troy won 13-10. Yeah. You're right. In the last 10 matchups, Troy's 4-6 against Lafayette.
Yeah. I knew Lafayette, but Lafayette has always been competitive, and and they will definitely be in 2 weeks when Troy travels to Lafayette to play. And
Troy got beat last year by 35-31.
Yeah. Now, Mike,
35-21.
Mike, I reckon if I started talking about teams that came from the Bayou, the first one that I have to mention would be Nicholls State, and down in Thibodaux, Louisiana. We used to play them, and then
we used to go to Nicholls, Northwestern State.
Yeah, you drove through all those cane fields, and we got lost a bunch of times and caught the ferry. I caught the ferry and they had. Let me tell you this though, Nicholls State, out of all the schools in the United States, they asked, they made a vote on what was the greatest college football bar place or restaurant, and it would be called Bubba's 2, located in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, I've heard that. All the times going to Louisiana, I was telling a guy one time, he grew up in New Orleans, and I was telling him all the stadiums I'd been to in Louisiana. I told him Nicholls State, Northwestern State, McNeese State.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been to Lafayette, but La Monroe. And then I guess Southeast Louisiana.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. Oh yeah. And they had a pretty good program, and they're 1AA, I think.
As far as I know, Troy has never played Tulane in football.
I don't know. You're exactly right. I don't believe we have. And I would love to play them in New Orleans. Wouldn't you love to play them in New Orleans? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to LSU Troy games twice.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. I mean, shoot, we played pretty much every team in the state of Louisiana.
Yeah. But and then of course we got Florida, Georgia. The biggest cocktail party in the country is located in Jacksonville, Florida this weekend.
There's Mike.
All right, let's see if we can bring him in here. I'll put you on hold. Good morning. Welcome to Today in L.A.
Mike, it's Max.
Max Howell, won't you please come home? Good morning, Max. How you doing?
Doing great. You guys are busy this morning.
Well, we lost you. We were coming to you, but we lost you right at the last seconds. And I'm fixing to bring Mike in from out back. Here we go. Got it right there. See how easy? Mike Amos is now on the line with Max Howell, one of the leading football analysts in the country. How many people do you have to talk to each game day Saturday?
Oh, my God. My phone hardly ever quits ringing, Mike. I stay at home, and I got a couple of TVs in my den, and I try to catch, the top games in the SEC every week.
Yeah.
I got folks from Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and South Carolina. My daughter's in South Carolina. My older daughter's in North Carolina. I get them from all over the country.
Yeah. Well, and of course, one of your favorites is Wimp Sanderson, former Alabama basketball coach. That is they say he's a heck of a football prognosticator.
Yes. Yes, I do this show, Barry and Son show every Monday morning. At 7:30. And of course, obviously.
I mean, Wimp's older than you, isn't he, Mike?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Wimp's 86.
86 years old and still moving. I tell you what.
Still playing golf every day too.
If they would have left him alone, if they would have left Wimp alone, he would have won a couple of national championships. He was that good. He was a great coach.
He was a great recruiter.
C.M. Newton was a good coach, real good coach. But without, like you said, without Wimp going out and recruiting, he wouldn't have been near the coach that he was.
Very true. Very true.
Well, Max, you're right about Alabama, Mississippi State again. It was not much of a game.
Well, they had this. I've told you, Michael, over and over. Leeds has a system. If you break the code of the system, and Alabama has, you rush forward, they block, and you get the quarterback out of the pocket, and so he becomes ineffective. He's probably better than average. He's a big kid, knows the system well, but Alabama just had more talent.
Yeah. Well, listen to this. The way I looked at it was the quarterback, Will Rogers, threw the ball 60 times. He completed 30 of them. but most of those 30 passes were 5 yards. 5 yards.
Under 8 yards.
Yeah, under 8 yards. I mean, you know, if you're gonna do that to a team, I believe you can beat them. You know, not hard to stop.
Remember, that's consistency.
Yeah.
If Rodgers throws to a spot, and it's up to the wide receiver to get to that spot.
Yeah.
Like Tennessee throws to the receiver.
Yeah, and see, they threatened them all the time with a long bomb, didn't they?
Right. Absolutely.
But
yeah, you know, Mississippi State went for it on 4th down, what, 5 times?
Well, they used it, you know, that was their best shot, probably.
Will, I hate to say this because I like the guy personally, and I used to like to listen to him when he was down in South Beach or down. Well, he was down in Lower Florida.
He was in Key West.
Yeah, in Key West. You know, he had that talk show. I used to like that. But he is the most overrated football coach in America. Did he look like, Max, did he look like he gave a damn about what was going on that football field?
I mean, he was just out there. He has a job, Mike.
And he got that little,
you know, he's not a passionate guy. You know, I don't know what you heard his post-game or his press conference on Monday. Yeah. Man, he cut his team up. Damn.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He said Alabama's scared. I mean, his players are scared of the jersey.
Exactly right.
Well, you know, a lot of Max, you're going to laugh at this. But, Mike, how many times did I ever tell you that people, opposing teams, you know, were beat before Alabama even hit the field? But Max, when Alabama used to, back in the mid 70s and 80s, you know, when they had the great wishbone teams, they would prance out on the field. I said they didn't run out on the field, they would prance, and they would. They looked like a bunch of stallions running out on the field. And I turned around, and then I look at the other team, and every one of them were looking at, were watching the Alabama team hit the field. and heck, they were beat before they even started, you know.
I'm going to tell you, Mike, intimidation is part of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. If Alabama does it as well as anybody.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, Alabama played very cautious to begin with, if you remember. When I first taken those plays, I'm thinking, gosh, this doesn't look like, but I know Coach Saban beat it in their head about the 17 penalties the week before. I don't think they got but a couple.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you notice, they played the defensive backs played off a little bit.
Yeah.
They didn't press them hard. It was, you know, it was different. And I'm going to tell you, they all this week, when they go to Baton Rouge, he better turn the loose again.
Hey, he better do it.
They're going to get hit in the mouth when they go to the net.
That's exactly what I said, too. They're going to get hit in the mouth.
Offensively, Alabama Bill O'Brien just stopped calling plays in the second half. I mean, they were atrocious.
Yeah.
I tell you what, he is by far my least favorite offensive coordinator at Alabama. I mean,
well, you know, I think
having Sarkisian and Kiffin and then going to him, man, he needs to leave. They need a change.
Well,
at offensive
what he does, he relates back too much to that NFL stuff. That's exactly what you watch.
Yeah.
He's calling the NFL games. I mean, you know, they're going to throw it a couple of times inside the 5. I mean, that's all NFL stuff.
But listen, we're talking about the greatest college coach that ever lived, and he's winning 30-0 over a helpless Mississippi State team, and he goes berserk, and he goes berserk 4 or 5 times after they were leading 30-0. He goes berserk.
He wanted the shutout.
Sure.
Yeah, but you know.
I tell you who's not going to ever get a shutout is Ole Miss's defense. Man, they got exposed against LSU. And
they really did. They did. Well, you know, they played the team that could, you know, they hit them in the mouth and beat them on the offensive and defensive front.
Yeah. Let me tell you, Max, the hoopla going into your telephone call. You know, we always look forward to it every week. But something, Max, I really do feel good about. I mean, really, really feel good about is Alabama winning the last 5 out of 6 games.
Yeah, I think that they learned something in Knoxville. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, I think that got their attention.
And that's a heck of a way to get it. But I mean, they played them, right there.
Yeah, I might have said it wrong. I might have said it wrong.
That thinks LSU's going to beat Auburn.
I think LSU. I think, and I think Auburn's going to win 4 out of the last 5 games. I think after this, I think Auburn's going to be a different team after this open day.
I don't think watches Auburn's quarterback enough.
Well,
they don't have the talent to do that.
But what I'm talking about, they're going to run the football. They're going to run the football.
All you got to do is stop that, put 8 in the box.
Yeah, well, that's probably what they're going to have to do.
Arkansas, I think, will actually outscore Auburn. I think Arkansas, their quarterback more than good enough to win at Auburn.
I love Auburn in this situation. I really do.
Wow. I know.
Just be careful.
I didn't say I was going to put any money on it. I just said I love it.
Well, Max, we hadn't talked to you since Troy went to 6-2. Big win Thursday night at South Alabama. Troy held South Alabama's offense to 230 yards. They've been averaging 470 yards a game.
Right.
Unbelievable coaching job by John Summerall in his first year ever as a head coach. Troy 6-2, got a great chance if they beat Lafayette, not this weekend, but next weekend, to represent the Sun Belt West in the conference championship game.
That one loss to Appalachian State should have been a win. That's true. Fluke. There will be a situation that it's always had more depth, so we'll give them that. But the fact is, basically 71 where they are, not on paper, but in reality. And, I think he's got a great shot. He's got to play, he's got to play on his page now.
Do you know what's so terrible about all this? There'll be some school somewhere trying to get him to leave Troy. Isn't that a shame?
Well, yes, it is, but that's the system, Mike.
Yeah. That's the system. But this year, not next year, but this year, they might try to get him.
No doubt. It happened with Drinkowitz at Appalachian State. He went 12-1 at App State and got the Missouri job his first year at App State.
Yeah.
So Summerall. Trust me, I hope we can keep him for a long time. But there's no doubt if he takes Troy and he wins the conference championship, Troy wins 10 games, he's gonna have a lot of people knocking on his door.
And we're talking about, excuse me, we're talking about $1 million people.
Oh yeah. Well, that's where the market's gone, and the expansion of the league, like like the SEC with Texas, Oklahoma coming. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's getting more and more like the NFL.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it.
Well,
the amazing thing about Summerall and this coaching job is, Max, they still don't even know who their quarterback is. They don't know if it's Gunnar Watson.
They really don't.
That's what's so amazing about this team is they're 8 games in. They're 6-2, should be 7-1, and still don't know who their quarterback is.
Did he say anything, or has he had a press conference?
He didn't have a press conference. He'll have one on Monday.
Yeah.
But Troy's quarterback play is pretty atrocious right now.
Well, and I'll tell you this, my opinion is that Gunnar Watson will be the quarterback.
Well,
I would agree.
I think he's got more control of the offense, but he's the best athlete. They tell you that.
Yeah. So you like Gunnar Watson too, then?
The transfer kid that came to that place to give you the best athlete. He's got a much quicker release.
He's got a much quicker release, but man, he can't move back there at all, Max. He just, as soon as the pass rush comes, he just crumbles down and falls.
You actually like it?
That's called coaching, Michael.
Yeah. Max, so you actually like you like
you like
David, yeah. Over Gunnar Watson.
Davies definitely got the numbers to back it up. Throughout his career, but he had his chance to win the job and be the start quarterback the rest of the year. And he definitely didn't show it against South Alabama, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He got old.
The idea is that so no complaints. You got 2 that can play. A lot of folks got 1 that can play, like Auburn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Auburn Auburn's down to one quarterback, and TJ Finley, I think he's already in the transfer portal probably again. He sees the writing on the wall. He's going to have to step down to like 1AA.
Well.
We'll see how that works. I mean, that's a hard step. When a guy comes out, plays in the LSU, that comes to Auburn, he gets beat out at Auburn by a freshman.
Yeah.
That spells a lot.
You think there's any chance Kentucky will give Tennessee a game this weekend?
Can Kentucky score 40?
Yeah, that's right. That's what they'd have to do. You're exactly right.
If they can't score 40,
and I don't think they can score 40.
The only way they can beat them is the ball control and to keep Tennessee's offense on the
team. Yeah.
That's the only way. They'll never go.
The University of Tennessee Martin did score 24 on Tennessee.
That's right.
I mean, Tennessee.
65.
65. Yeah.
That's right.
But
I tell you what, man, it's all going to come down to that Georgia game here in a few weeks in Athens.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was looking at these guys that are getting real good coaching jobs. Again, Wake Forest. They're doing something offensively that's different than everybody else. They're hesitating. They run the option, or they're running the belly, whatever you want to call it, with the running back, and then the quarterback is just a step behind him, and he runs behind that guy. Have you ever seen an offense like that?
That's it. Yeah, those people, Michael, take a system like that and tweak it a little bit.
Yeah.
By where they put the backs and where they trail.
And he stays with the quarterback stays with the ball with the runner, quite a ways before he pulls it out.
Right.
And
what you got to teach defensive people to tackle both of them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But you got to get penetration on top of that. If they get past it, if they get past your rush in, if you don't have contained on the outside, you're gonna pick up 8 or 10 yards. Yeah. Early in the quarter.
And I've been high on Bo, my quarterback at Oregon, and he's having a great year. What did he learn in the off season that made him such a much better quarterback?
Well, he's got an offensive line, one thing.
Yeah, that had a lot to do with it, doesn't it?
A great deal with it does.
Max, I read an article and a guy made a comment on social media. It's proven now why Bo Nix is so much better. He's playing against Pac-12 defenses instead of SEC.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And of course,
I mean, the amount of players coming out of the SEC compared to, in the NFL draft compared to Pac-12 is not even close.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. Well, I think it's the other question, Michael. After the last time a Pac-12 team came to the Southeastern Conference, we moved. Think about that.
It's been a while. It's probably been since Pete Carroll was at USC.
Yeah.
That's how long ago was that? 10 years?
Yeah.
Longer than that.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Max,
you're not talking about our favorite coach there, Jim Bo.
I talked about Hugh. I've been talking about Hugh Freeze at Liberty, your favorite coach.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Oh, listen, I heard the words out everywhere. I heard Buddy being on air yesterday that he's going to be the next Auburn coach.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I'll tell you what, after watching him against BYU, man, he is a masterful play caller. He had his four-string quarterback playing for Liberty, and they beat BYU by 30.
I watched part of that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a sellout crowd. They had 30,000 people at that game.
Yeah.
From Liberty BYU.
Yeah. And
like I say, he's got other problems though than just only plays on the sideline.
All right, I want to ask you about a couple of teams. It looks like this is a different North Carolina team, than the past. They're getting a little defensive coach out of the former Auburn coach.
Gene
Chizik. And North Carolina's got a real good quarterback. They're a lot better team they've been. My opinion.
They might still play in the ACC.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the thing, and that's why teams like Clemson,
yeah,
they'll probably stay there. Clemson's not a great football team.
Does Clemson play North Carolina? Mike, is North Carolina on their schedule? I don't believe it is.
I have to look and see. Yeah, that's what somebody was saying the other day, Mike. They said if Clemson played in the Big Ten or the SEC, they'd probably be the third or fourth best team.
You're exactly right. I believe that. Well, he played his regular quarterback, ukulele, the first half, and he played a kid out of high school, first-year freshman, the second half, and he was pretty good.
Yeah.
He moved the ball. But if you watch that team, there's something's missing. You know what I mean? I don't know where it's the physical part of defense or it's just some little spark or something that they just kind of go, to me, they go through the motion.
Yeah.
And I know they recruit well, but I don't know. I don't know whether the preparation week by week, is different from a lot of other teams. They just don't seem to turn it loose when they have an opportunity to.
Yeah, Clemson plays Notre Dame next. They have an off week this week. Then they've got Louisville at home, Miami at home, South Carolina at home. So they're going to win.
So they don't play North Carolina. Well, I was thinking about somebody else.
I don't know if they already played. They might have already played North Carolina. I can see that.
Yeah.
They didn't play North Carolina.
Yeah. Hey, another little team that people are sort of forgetting is Cincinnati. They're on a tear right now. They're just well coached, aren't they?
That's a school can get kids that academically can get them in school. Well, a lot of
Dad, we got to wrap it up. You got to ask Max what's for dinner.
Yeah. Tell us what for dinner, and then stay on the line.
I got a good friend over at Tupelo that has a big outside kitchen. We cook chili in a 5-gallon pot, a cast iron pot, over the fire.
Oh boy!
We cooked it.
How long did you have a guy stirring it all the time? Or did you always have it stirring?
We had a big stir there to keep it going. But we had chili, we had jalapeno cornbread on the side. While the fire was going, we took out potatoes and wrapped them in tinfoil and stuffed those in the fire as well, like a campfire.
Yeah.
We had baked potatoes, chili, jalapeno cornbread, and of course, they also have a big oven off to the side. We did do the Mississippi Bud pie.
Yeah.
We got that thing out and put a couple scoops of vanilla ice cream on it.
Whoa, boy, it sounds right. But Max, hang on with us a little bit, and I want to talk to you off the air. We hope that you enjoyed our show today, and we look forward to bringing you our Picket Show tomorrow right here on Troy Cable. And, of course, appreciate you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey, Max, you still on?
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our